The Wiltons had always dreamed of owning a spacious home, so when they found the old Victorian house on Willow Lane at a price too good to be true, they didn't hesitate. The real estate agent had been vague about why the previous owners left, muttering something about needing a change. But the family of four, David, Sarah, and their two children, Emily, 12, and Noah, 8, were too excited to care. The house was beautiful, with high ceilings, creaky wooden floors, and an odd number of rooms that seemed to shift in count depending on how you looked at them. The first night as they settled in, Noah claimed he saw the hallway stretch longer than before. Emily laughed it off, calling him imaginative, but David and Sarah exchanged a glance. They had both felt it too, an uneasy sense that the house wasn't quite fixed. The next morning at breakfast, Sarah frowned. "Where's the pantry?" David looked up from his coffee. "What do you mean?" "It's right." He turned, pointing to where the small pantry had been the night before. Now there was only smooth wallpaper where the door should have been. Noah tugged at his sleeve. "Dad, I swear it was there last night." They searched the entire kitchen, knocking on walls, but the pantry was gone. No seams, no hidden latches, just vanished. David, ever the rational one, suggested they must have misremembered the layout. But that night as they prepared for bed, Emily screamed from upstairs. Her room was missing. Panicked, the family huddled in the living room, staring at the second-floor landing where Emily's bedroom door should have been. The space was blank, as if the room had never existed. Then Noah whispered, "What if it comes back tomorrow, but another room goes away?" The next morning, Emily's room reappeared, exactly as she had left it, but the bathroom downstairs was gone. Over the next few nights, the pattern continued. A different room vanished each evening. The study, the guest bedroom, even the front door once, trapping them inside until morning. The disappearances were never permanent. The rooms always returned, but the fear grew. Desperate for answers, David combed through old records at the town library. He discovered that the house had been built in 1889 by a reclusive architect rumored to have dabbled in the occult. The last owners had left abruptly after their youngest child went missing, a child whose name was scratched into the attic wall, Lucas. That night, David and Sarah searched the attic. Beneath layers of dust, they found a journal. The architect's final entry read, "The house hungers. It takes a room each night, but it wants more. It wants a life. Only a sacrifice will stop it." The next evening, as the family braced for another disappearance, the entire second floor vanished, including Emily and Noah's rooms. The children were gone. Terrified, Sarah remembered the journal's words, "It wants a life." David refused to believe it, but Sarah had an idea. They rushed to the basement, where an old rusted door stood, one they had never noticed before. Behind it, they found Lucas's remains, a child lost decades ago. The house had been waiting for another. With shaking hands, they reburied Lucas properly in the backyard, whispering an apology. As dawn broke, the missing rooms returned, including Emily and Noah, unharmed but confused. The disappearances stopped.
The antique shop. Lena Carter had always been drawn to old things. Antique clocks, weathered books, forgotten trinkets. So when she stumbled upon Blackwood's Curiosities, a dimly lit shop tucked between two boarded-up buildings, she couldn't resist stepping inside. The shop smelled of dust and candle wax. The proprietor, an elderly man with milky eyes, barely glanced up as she browsed. Then, something caught her attention. A full-length mirror, its gilded frame tarnished with age. "That one's special," the old man murmured. "Shows you more than just your reflection." Lena smirked. "What, like a magic mirror?" The man didn't smile. "It shows you how you'll die." She laughed, but something in his tone made her pause. On impulse, she bought it. That night, Lena positioned the mirror in her bedroom. She stood before it, arms crossed. "All right, let's see it." At first, nothing. Then, her reflection flickered. The Lena in the mirror gasped, clutching her chest. Her lips turned blue. She collapsed, writhing, until she lay still. Lena stumbled back, heart hammering. A heart attack. She was only 28. Healthy. "Just my imagination," she muttered, draping a sheet over the mirror. But the next day, she looked again. This time, the reflection showed her in a car, screaming as headlights blinded her. Then impact, glass shattering, darkness, the changing fate. Lena became obsessed. Each time she looked, the mirror showed a different death: drowning, a fall from a high rise, a shadowy figure with a knife. The visions were never the same twice. She called her best friend Mark, who scoffed. "You bought a haunted mirror? Lena, come on. Look for yourself," she insisted. Hesitantly, Mark stood before the mirror. His face paled. He staggered back. "What the hell is that?" "You saw it too?" Mark refused to say what he'd seen. He left in a hurry and didn't answer her calls. Lena scoured the internet for answers. She found whispers of a mortal mirror crafted by a 19th century occultist who believed death was not fixed, that fate could shift with every choice. The mirror didn't predict the future. It showed possibilities. But the more one looked, the more unstable reality became. Some claimed the mirror influenced fate, nudging its victims toward one of the deaths they'd seen. Lena's hands shook. She had looked dozens of times. The next week was a blur of near misses. A car nearly hit her as she crossed the street. She choked on her dinner, saved only by a stranger performing the Heimlich. A fire broke out in her apartment building. She escaped minutes before her room was engulfed. The mirror was hurting her toward an end. Desperate, she drove to the antique shop only to find it gone, replaced by an empty lot. Lena knew what she had to do. She returned home, grabbed a hammer, and stood before the mirror one last time. Her reflection showed her swinging the hammer, then the glass shattering, 1,000 shards flying into her throat. She hesitated. Was this the only way? Then she saw another flicker, herself, years older, smiling, surrounded by family. One last possibility. With a scream, she swung. The mirror exploded. The first time Emily met Milo, she was 5 years old, sitting cross-legged in the dusty attic of their new house. "You're sad," a voice whispered. Emily turned. A boy with dark, hollow eyes sat beside her, his grin too wide for his face. "I'm Milo," he said. "I live here." Emily wasn't scared. She had always wanted a friend. Her parents were too busy unpacking to notice when she set an extra plate at dinner. Milo had rules. Only Emily could see him. He didn't like being ignored. He hated closed doors. At first, it was fun. Milo played hide and seek, his laughter echoing through empty halls. But then, things changed. One night, Emily's mother found her bedroom door wide open again, even though Emily swore she'd shut it. "Milo doesn't like it closed," Emily explained. Her parents exchanged a glance. Imaginary friend phase, they thought. They were wrong. Milo started getting angry. Emily's favorite doll went missing, then reappeared with its head twisted backwards. Scratches lined her bedroom walls, spelling, "Let me in." At night, whispers slithered from the closet. "You're my best friend," Milo crooned. "Best friends don't keep secrets." Emily stopped sleeping. Emily's father, Daniel, finally grew concerned when he saw her talking to an empty corner, her voice trembling. He dug into the house's history. The previous owners had left abruptly. Before them, a family in the 1980s reported their daughter acting possessed. Before that, in 1923, a child named Milo Voss had died in the house. A sickly boy who'd been kept locked in the attic. A boy who hated closed doors. Daniel confronted Emily. "Sweetheart, Milo isn't real." Emily's eyes filled with tears. "Yes, he is. He says he's been waiting for me." That night, Daniel heard giggling from Emily's room. He threw open the door. Emily stood in the center, facing the wall. Slowly, she turned. Her eyes were black. "Daddy," she said in a voice that wasn't hers. "Can I play with Milo now?" They called a priest. The house shook as he recited prayers. Emily screamed, thrashing as something unseen fought to stay inside her. Then, silence. Emily collapsed, sobbing. "He's gone."